Transportation conducted what they call a budget exercise. The goal, to show what a 10% cut would mean for the department. And the result was a real eye-opener. While it's highly unlikely it would ever happen, it shows just how much we rely on those everyday services. News 8's Kent Pierce has a closer look now at that scenario.
If the Department of Transportation had to cut 10% out of its budget, mass transit would probably get hit the hardest. About a third of CT transit buses would stop running, and the buses that do run would cost 25 cents more.
I run around scrounging up change, and even if you're short, sometimes they don't even let you on.
It's the state that's short. The budget deficit is up to $1.4 billion. That's why the DOT was told to show what it would look like in the unlikely event it had to slash its budget by 10%. For one thing, that commuter train line connecting New Haven, Hartford, and Springfield would be delayed for 2 years. There would be major service cuts to Shoreline East. The Waterbury and Danbury branches of Metro North would stop running on weekends. And all train riders would see a 5% fare hike. That's around $1 more each way from New Haven to Grand Central, and it's the latest in a series of increases.
I just think it's a little much, all at once.
Because we've had them every year, right?
Exactly.
I wouldn't like it, but it's still the best bargain out there.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of wear and tear on the car.
Car drivers would feel the cuts too. Those rest areas that have already cut their hours would close entirely. So get used to the porta potties. And in winter weather, the DOT would no longer be able to pay private contractors to help plow state roads. That would mean around 200 fewer plow trucks. But with so many cuts hitting mass transit, some feel the state is balancing the budget on the backs of those who can least afford it.
It don't make sense. What about the people that's barely working? You know what I mean? What about the people that's, barely making it, barely getting by?
When we asked the DOT spokesman how likely these cuts really are, he used some very colorful language. Let's just say he's been there a while and he'd be very surprised if these cuts actually happen. He says they're just a way for the DOT to let the state see what cuts like this would do. In New Haven, I'm Kent Pierce, News 8.